This is the Reximex Ixia. What we are going to do today is we're going to test a variety of pellets, starting out at a short distance of just 20 yards, picking its favoured pellets at that distance and then pushing it out to 40 yards. Once we've done that, we'll also test out some slugs out at 40 yards, just out of curiosity, and then we'll push out our target out to 100 yards and see if we can shoot some exploding targets. But before we do that, the first thing we want to do is we want to chronograph this and see what power it's producing. So we're going to go get some FX pellets in 16 grain and see what it's pushing out. So we're just going to fire 10 shots and see what power it's producing.
573, 566, 575, 564, 571, 566, 568, 564, 564, 566.
10 shots done, consistent over the chronograph. Just remember that if I was using a heavier pellet, that power would go up to about 11.8, 11.9, but I'm just using a 16 grain FX pellet. So those results are acceptable. We are now at 20 yards. Let's start all this pellet testing off. I'm going to start off with JSB 15.89 grains. Let's see how we do. That's the 20 yards done. Go down there and we'll go check out our targets. Out at 20 yards you can see that this rifle is quite pellet fussy. There were 5 pellets which I thought didn't do very well. They were the Daystate Rangemaster Kaisers, the JTS Dead Center, the Virac F&T Special, Webley Accupel and the H&M Barracuda Match. However, there were 4 pellets that I thought have done quite well. They are the JSB Heavies, JSB Hades, FX and the Virac FT Exact. I'm now going to shoot these 4 pellets out at 40 yards. Moved out now to 40 yards. Got these 4 favoured pellets. Be interesting to see what groups we get at this distance. Here we go. Well, that's the 40 yard testing done. Again, go down there and see what the groups are like. At 20 yards, the Virac FT Exact was going through the exact same hole, but out at 40 yards, it's a different matter. It did not produce the best group. The best group happens to go to the JSB Hades, which were producing a group under the size of a £1 coin, and also the FX 16 grain, which I think has just edged it. But I think with a little bit of practice, I can tighten those groups up. Now we're going to test out some slugs, 40 yards, just out of curiosity really, and see how we do with this. First up I've got is the H&N 21 grain. Let's see how slugs do in a sub 12. That's 40 yards with slugs done. Once again, go down range. We'll go take a look. Out at 40 yards with slugs, this rifle is not a big fan really. However, there was a slight surprise, and the FX hybrids, which have never worked in any rifle I've ever used them in, produced the tightest group. 4 out of the 5 shot is under a £1 coin size. But maybe I just need some more slugs to test it further. But with what I have today, it's a no-go for slugs. Okay then, 100 yards with 16 grain FX pellets. I've got the pod attached to my Discovery scope. We're just going to take a few shots on the practice target, and then we'll go for these Firebird targets. Okay then, here we go. These Firebird targets went out of date in 2018, so I'm hoping they're still working. If we're going to find out. Hey, there we go. Now then, can we get 2 in a row? That was meant to explode, but it just went with a bit of a flash and a smoke. Come on, 2 in a row. Oh. I'm so close. Oh, my pellets. Really close to getting that second one. Oh, that one wasn't expired. Well, it may have took quite a lot of shots, but did get there in the end. This is a budget air rifle, just remember. Did try quite a lot of pellets, it didn't like any slugs, and even at 40 yards it's producing groups which are under the size of a £1 coin. 100 yards might be pushing it a little bit, particularly in a 2.2 sub 12, because that's where the speed is just not getting there, but it still has enough energy to set off those exploding targets out at 100 yards. So yeah, I'm still pretty impressed with that. If you are interested in the scope that I've been using today, this is the Discovery Optics 3 to 15 by 50. I have left a link in the video description. There's also a code there where you can actually get some discount if you are interested in purchasing this scope. That's my review of the Reximex Ixia in 2.2 sub 12 budget friendly air rifle. We tested a variety of pellets, including some slugs. It seems a bit of a fussy barrel. It didn't seem to like too many, but there were a few which did work well, and it was grouping under the size of a £1 coin out at 40 yards. And then just for a bit of fun, out to 100 yards. Took quite a few shots, but we did get there in the end. Just like to thank Bamford for letting me borrow this rifle. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to do these types of reviews. And again, if you are interested, this Discovery scope, just have a look in the video link where you can get some discount for this scope. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon as well. I've left all the links in the video description, as well as information about this. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I shall see you on the next one.